Hi again, everyone. Ken from Whittling Woods back again with another wood carving whittling tutorial. We're going to do a little, I'm going to call it a keychain wood spirit. We're going to turn some of these branch pieces. This was just from a shrub, a rhododendron shrub, and this, I believe, I think this is a piece of walnut. It's either walnut or maybe it looks like walnut. So both of them have been sitting in a bucket of water, so they were cut quite a while ago. And I'm going. You can see here this this lovely pocket knife that I have. We're going to do a pocket knife whittle here. This was a This was a gift from my daughter and her boyfriend for Christmas. This is a lovely pocket knife. You can see it. It's from Santa Fe Stoneworks. Great, beautiful knife, inlaid turquoise. But check this out. Look at that blade. Look at the etching on that blade. Beautiful. And on top of that, it locks. Here's a little release mechanism over here. A beautifully crafted knife. And we're going to take it and destroy it on carving these two pieces of wood out. Because why not? Actually, I'm not going to use this knife. I just wanted to show everyone it's a beautiful pocket knife. This is a showpiece to me. I would never destroy it using it on some old branches. This is something you just keep. I mean, look at that etching. It's absolutely gorgeous, and the detail on the handle. Beautiful knife. I have to get one like this that I can actually use for whittling. That's not so wonderful. But we'll close that one up and put that over here. What we'll use is probably some of these are good old Rough Rider knives here, one or the other. I don't know. Maybe I think we used this one time. Maybe we'll use this one. They're essentially the same knife. They're a good all-purpose knife, and this is the kind of knife you want to use. Although I'm very tempted to do something with this, but it's too nice to ruin on a branch. But anyway, here's the wood I mentioned we're going to use. Here's another little gift they had given me a couple Christmases back. Look at this beautiful antique measuring stick here. It's gorgeous. You can see here each piece is about give or take about 5 inches in length. We'll probably cut it down a little bit more, and I believe if you could see here, it's probably looks about 7/8 of an inch in diameter. So and both are about the same approximately. We'll whittle it down. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to give you a little introduction there, and it should be a fun little project. We'll whittle a little wood spirit in here, drill a hole in it, and you can use it as a keychain or maybe a pull for a ceiling fan or a light or something like that. It'll be a fun little project. So let me get everything ready to go, and I'll be right back. Okay, before I get started, I thought I'd kind of show you here. I've mounted this stop lock to my workbench over here. It's just a piece of eastern white pine, actually a couple pieces of eastern white pine screwed on a 2x6, and that 2x6 is actually anchored to the desk using a clamp, and it's good. We're going to use our piece. It's kind of like a third hand, you can rest your piece against it, and when you're trimming wood, bigger, bulkier pieces especially, not so much for these little pieces, but I figured I'd bring it out. I mentioned it in the other video, and it's a good little thing. Like I said, easy, just a couple pieces of eastern white pine. Screw I screwed through here into the eastern white pine and then down into the 2x6, keeping any of the metal or screw surfaces away from this piece that you're going to be banging into potentially. You don't want to ruin your blade on that. So it's a good little thing to keep in mind. If you have a bulkier piece of wood that you're holding, it gives you a lot of purchase. You can sit here and really go at it. So anyway, I just kind of want to show that before we get started. Let me get the everything set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, first what we're going to do is clear off some wood. If you look at the curve of the wood, it sort of is slightly curved to the, if you're looking here towards the right. So since the nose is going to be the highest spot, let's put the wood spirit on this side. What I like to do is frame it out. So what I do is kind of go through and just take off a little bark over here to form a little bit of a frame. That's all. So we're going to kind of go around and just do that. This is a good little beginner project to do. You don't have to worry about the wood. It's find any kind of wood you want. If it's green, it's probably better. Just keep in mind that if it is green, it might check and you know, and crack a little bit on you here and there as it dries. I store the wood in a bucket of water. It kind of helps, I guess. You don't necessarily have to do that. It's probably just good to do it while the wood's green. But there you go. We're going to leave a little room at the top because we're going to screw two little, you know, a hole on either side to put our keychain or like I said, pull chain, whatever you want. These are little projects and they're kind of fun to do. So that's kind of it here. We just removed a bit of wood there, or excuse me, a bit of bark. And you know, a little bit more will get removed as we go along. And oh, and this is the piece of a rhododendron. It's a you know, a shrubby little thing we have outside the property here, and we were trimming him, and I grabbed a couple pieces. It's nice, really light wood. It's actually kind of nice. Pretty hard though, so I'm trying to keep it carvable because I cut these back a number of months ago. But anyway, there you go. So what I like to do here is just start curve, you know, just tapering the piece in a bit, kind of forming a little bit of a point. So we're just taking a little bit, you know, a little angle over here and over here. You know, we're using the curve of the wood. If it was a block of wood, obviously we'd have to be taking a lot more off. But that's all. We're just kind of getting it ready to go for the nose. We're going to keep this one really simple. So if you're new to whittling and you want to get your hands dirty, you know, doing wood spirits, this is a fun little project to do here. So that's all. We just kind of, you can see here, just a bit. Just tapering it back. We're going to wherever you think looks right, you know, maybe divide your piece up into thirds. We're going to be for the kind of the eye line, brow, and the bottom of the nose type of thing. So, you know, top third, middle third, lower third, give or take. And again, if you watch my videos before, you know, I kind of just go with look right, whatever looks right, not necessarily taking exacting measurements. But let's put a little stop cut in here. That's all. We're just going to go straight in the wood and cut up to that, cut down to it. I might switch to a smaller blade here, make it just a little bit easier. It's a pretty small piece of wood. I don't need all this blade. But that's all. We're putting a little notch here. We're going to form. It's going to be the area for the eyes and then the nose. We're going to, like I said, I'm going to keep this real simple. So if you're new, I'm saying beginner whittle here because it's pretty simple. We're going to put the bottom of the nose, you know, wherever you want. If you want a long nose, go down a little further. You want a really short nose, whatever you want. You know, it's a wood spirit, so we'll give him a fairly decent sized nose. A little stop cut at the bottom there, and just cut right up to that. I like doing little wood spirits like this. I think they're great little projects to do. These are perfect for if you're camping, if you got a cabin out in the woods somewhere, or just around a campfire. There's obviously plenty of wood to use. Just grab yourself a branch and go at it. So there you go. Let me clear the workbench off there. You can see that's all we did. We're just forming a bit of the nose. I'm going to switch blades here. A little smaller blade I think will be better. And let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, that's where we're at here. You can see we just made the notch for the eye and top of the nose and the one for the bottom of the nose. And that's it. We're going to take out a little bit of wood on either side of the nose just to make it a little bit easier to trim the nose out a bit. Maybe push it back on the top a little bit. I've done a number of videos on whittling the face and all that. So if if you're so inclined, check them out. I pretty much use the same method that I'm using. I'm using the same method here that I kind of do in those videos. So that's all. We're going to come down just along the side of the nose. We're going to put a stop cut in over here. So you can see I'm starting right at the bottom of the little notch we made for the eye, and I'm going to bring it straight down to the edge of the nose over there. That's all. It's just a relieving cut basically, and another stop cut up at the top, and then we kind of come back in here and we remove some of the wood on the side of the nose. That's all. Just to deepen it a bit, and then maybe trim it back a little bit. Start shaping the nose. You see, that's it. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. If you're more comfortable drawing guidelines for yourself, be my guest. Sometimes it's difficult, especially if the wood's green. It's going to be a little wet. You don't really, just get the feel of it. Again, just put your knife bottom of the eye, stop cut, and then just bring it right down along this side over there. If it's not perfectly symmetrical, don't worry about it. The nose could be a little crooked, and we'll just come back here and do the same thing. Remove that little chunk of wood, just like so. Whittling with green wood presents its own little challenges sometimes. The wood can kind of get a little stringy at times, but it makes it a little bit easier. This isn't green, like I said. It's just been sitting in a bucket of water. So there you go. Pretty much that's all. We just kind of shape the nose a little bit right there. I tend to start tapering the sides of the nose a little bit, and then what I like to do here is I'll come up and I'll angle the bottom of the nostril area up a little bit, like so, and like so. There you go. And then take out a little wood. There you go. Wood spirits are real easy little projects to do. You can certainly make them very elaborate, and some people, I know there's some videos out there where people do wood spirits, and some of them use rotary tools and all that, and they get some really incredibly detailed pieces. I've done a couple with some rotary tools that I have. And they're fun to do, just noisy and a bit messy. You're definitely got to wear some mask and have dust extraction and all that kind of stuff. I'm working in a spare bedroom, so probably wouldn't work so well there. But there you go. We just shape the nose a little bit. If you want to come in here and put a little nostril line, you can. I divide the nose up into thirds. Maybe at the lower third, we'll put a little notch right there. We'll put a little stop cut. And just take it a little notch of wood. That's all. You can kind of see it. Just creates you a bit of a definition of the nostril. Flip it around and kind of do the same thing. Try to get it somewhat symmetrical, but again, I don't really worry too much sometimes about that. I like when it looks a little off. I don't know. It just looks more natural to me. But some people want to measure it exactly, and that's fine too. So there you go. We create a little nostril over there and over here, and then maybe come back in here. You take this little scooping cut right on either side of the nostril. It just, I don't know, makes the nostril look a little bit better, more realistic, or whatever. That's all. So we got a little nose in here. Pretty easy to do. Like I said, I've done a number of videos. So if you've watched my channel for any extended period of time, you know how to do all this already. I just figured I'd do this little wood spirit because I don't know. I was in the mood to do a little wood spirit. like I said, I really enjoy doing these. These are the kind of things I like just hanging outside and doing. We have some really cold weather here today. In fact, it's snowing. So this is an indoor whittle. So there you go. Not too hard to do. Let's take back the brow line a bit. I'm going to keep, like I said, I'm going to keep this whittle real easy. We're just going to come in here and start to deepen the forehead, the brow line area. Some of this wood here we'll give the indication of some hair, but that's it. So I just kind of come around following the shape of the eye, and just deepening it a little bit. And maybe go up a little bit more. And I'll show you from the profile kind of what I'm talking about. It might be easier to see. You see, this is going to be like the forehead area, and this is going to be somewhat of the hair area. In fact, I'm going to kind of take that back just a little bit. So there you go, kind of like that. So we have some forehead. We'll carry this around as hair here on either side, or could be like a cap as well if you want. I just bring it right into the bark and maybe remove some of the bark, even as you're creating the hair around the side over here. That's all. That's just the forehead and, like I said, the hair area. So. All right, not too difficult. We can split the hair over here, so it looks like it's parted in the middle. We'll just take a little cut right down the middle, notch out on one side, and maybe on the other side. So we'll start to create like a part in the hair. A little bit more up at the top. Flip it around. A little bit more like so. We'll add a little bit more detail when all is said and done. But for the time being, this will work. Kind of like so. You can kind of see there. So we're beginning to form a little bit of an indication of hair. What I like to do is put a little bit of a smile line in over here. So we'll start where the nostril is, and we'll just put a little stop cut in, just like so. Just put your knife right in the wood, make a little stop cut, and then maybe right along the nostril, put another stop cut, and then there forms this little triangle right in here. You're just going to come back and just remove it. That's all. This kind of creates the part of the cheekbone area, I guess it would be. And we'll round out a bit. And see how that goes over there? And also deepens the nose, sets the nose back in the face a little bit more, so it doesn't look like it's sitting right on top of the face. As your own nose is. And it doesn't sit on top of your face, sort of kind of comes around. And we'll shape the cheek around there a little bit. Pretty simple. So there you go. Same thing on the other side. Flip it around. Okay, put your knife in the wood, right at that nostril line. Just put a little stop cut in. And then right on the side of the nostril, another relieving cut, stop cut, right in there. And then you're going to come back, there's that little triangle, and you're just going to pop it right out. Like so. And then we'll curve the cheek up just a bit. Match the other side. There you go. Pretty straightforward to do. Not that complicated. Just take it step by step and you'll be good. That's what I say, these are real easy to do. So these are great little beginner whittle. And if you don't want to use a branch, you just want to use a stick of wood, or regular piece of basswood or eastern white pine or whatever wood you have, you do that as well. So there we go. Next thing we're going to do is form the mustache. So we'll do the bottom of the mustache split right over here. We'll look kind of, there's a nose, so right basically in the middle of the face, we'll put a little bit of a stop cut. Just put your knife straight in the wood and slightly at an angle. And there's going to be another little triangle piece, kind of like what we did on the nose, essentially. There you go. You pop out that piece, and you can just go around and form a mustache that way. There you go. Bottom of the mustache done. Do the same thing on the other side. Maybe flip it around. Put a little angled cut right there. Kind of see from that angle. And then if you want, just pop it out. Just, forming a little triangle at the base of the mustache. There you go. Pretty easy, huh? And then just again, do the same thing on this side. Bring the mustache around. Now this is where you can get creative with these pieces. You can angle the mustache around. You can make them swoop down, change the, one side like it's getting blown in the wind, whatever. You can really get a little creative. And with wood spirits, that's what you want to do. You want to, the hair, the flow of the hair, maybe the way it wraps around the piece, all those kind of things can add a little character to it. And let's just put the top of the mustache. We'll kind of continue where that smile line was. Maybe just deepen that a bit. And then kind of cut a little notch out, that's all, like so. And then we'll carry that right down into the bark as well. And maybe have the two pieces just kind of fade into each other on the bark side. Kind of like that. Or whatever you want to do. And then this will just be kind of his beard that's growing on the side over here. So we'll just kind of cut that back a little bit. So it's going to kind of come down the beard area. That's all. You can see it's look how easy that is and how fast you can do that. I'm doing it real slow so everyone can follow, but if you're not talking your way through this like I am, you'll find that they go really quickly. Over here, same thing. Let's continue. We'll just put a little cut in there and then cut up to it, cut down to it. That's it. You kind of get it similar to the other side, I guess, if you want. On some woods, the bark is going to stay on really good. Other woods, like this here, it comes off. So it seems to be a lot. It's very thin, so it pops off easier. Other woods, maples and walnuts, it tends to stay on a little bit better. There you go. So we'll notch that out a bit, like we have on the other side. And there you go. Just make a little bit bigger cheek there. I think that looks better. So they're pretty easy, huh? You can kind of see how we move right through these really quickly. You're going to make it, you can go back and add whatever detail you want to the piece. I'm kind of just showing you the essential basics of it, and then take it from there, get creative. What we could do here is form just a bit of a lower lip. We'll clean this piece up right in here a little bit more, just deepening that. Okay, and to do the lower lip, it's pretty easy actually. We're going to put a stop cut here, and then we're going to come up and put another stop cut on that side. So let's kind of come over here and put a stop cut like so, just straight into the wood. Cut right up to that. We're going to create a little triangle underneath, and then we're going to flip it around, kind of do the same thing. Put a little stop cut, cut up to it, cut down to it, and I'll show you from the front what happens when you do that. Just created a little triangle butting out from the mouth. Right now it looks like he's kind of sticking his tongue out, which we don't really, well, I mean, if you want that, fine. Then we're just going to trim the bottom of the, trim that bottom of the triangle a little bit. Just taper it up. And it'll look a little bit more like a lower lip and not like he's sticking his tongue out. What I do is I come back in here, right in that little area, and I deepen that. I stick my knife on each side. We're going to take a little chip cut out. So I went in here and then on the other side, and then I'm going to go kind of straight in and just take a little notch of wood out. So it almost looks like his mouth is open a bit, and there's his lower lip. Like I said, you take this step by step. These are really, really easy to do. And you can't really mess them up too much. And if you do, cut another branch and start over again. It's not the end of the world. That's why we're here, to have fun, enjoy ourselves, right? Look at that. We got a little wood spirit in there. You can kind of come down here and give the illusion of a beard. I don't want to make it too big because, this is supposed to be a keychain kind of holder. So we're going to probably trim off the bottom of the wood over here. And that's it. I like to kind of come in here and start taking like these little sort of swooping cuts a little bit. I come in here and I'll just roll my knife up and around. And I kind of start forming the little bit of wave like it's hair, and it's kind of waving around a bit. Sometimes when the wood's pretty green, it's hard to do that, but you can kind of come down if you want and maybe go into the bark a little bit, make it look like some pieces are kind of curving around. Just again, whatever detail you want. You don't have to do it that way. Maybe a little bit on the sides here. Something like that, maybe a little bit, another one down here. Maybe flip it around a little bit, make it easier to do. Yeah, kind of like so. You see, so you're creating a little bit of a, a little bit of hairline, I guess, hair indications, whatever you want. And you don't have to do this, like I said. You can kind of just showing you some ways you want to add a little detail. That's all, And kind of come back and take little cuts in here to add a little texture to the beard. And if you want to the mustache as well, you could put little hairlines in the mustache if you want as well. If you want to do that, kind of break the mustache up. Let's try that. We'll put a little cut right here at an angle. Let's put a little stop cut and just, you know, kind of, you can see it kind of breaks up the mustache just a bit. You know, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do a lot. Don't go overboard, because sometimes then it looks too busy. And in a small piece, you know, it's easy to add too much and, you know, just not make it read as well, I guess. But, you know, give it a shot. Whatever you think looks right. Maybe over here we'll do the same kind of thing. A little stop cut. Maybe come around. One of my viewers had mentioned that that I need to slow down when I flip the pieces around a bit, and I apologize for, you know, for flipping so quickly when I do. I try to remember to slow down, but it's just so exciting, so I get all revved up. But you know, hopefully you can still follow. You can still follow, you know, what I'm doing here. And I know sometimes when it's upside down, it's a little bit difficult, but you're going to find when you're doing this, you're going to be flipping it all over the place. So there you go, kind of like that. We put a little indications of kind of hairlines there, and then maybe I'll come back and just start, you know, texturing the mustache just a bit. For the eyes, I think we're going to keep it really simple. I'm just going to deepen these eye sockets a bit, kind of like so, and like so. I'm just coming in here with my knife and I'm sticking it in the wood deeper by the nose, and then I'm just removing wood on the, you know, either side of it. Don't go overboard. It's a small piece. You don't need to do too much in there. He's kind of got deep recessed eyes, so we won't worry about that too much. I'm going to remove some more brow. I'm going to split right here. Put a little split over here so it'll look like he's got eyebrows on either side. So I just put my knife straight in, right at the, you know, middle of the nose, as you can see from the side over here. Straight in, down to the nose, and I'm going to take a little triangle out on either side. Just we'll create the illusion that there's eyebrows there as well, and they're kind of wrapping around. Then I'll come in at the top of that piece you can see over here, and I'll put another little stop cut in and maybe cut down to that, flip it around, do the same thing, put a little stop cut in. We're just kind of shaping the brow a little bit, the eyebrow, the forehead, whatever you want to call it. You know, he's a wood spirit, so he's got pretty prominent eyebrows, you know. And maybe just kind of go around a little bit. It'll also help, you know, deepen the eyes a bit, so we don't have to worry about whittling eyes on this one. You know, he's got deep recessed eyes, and it's a small piece, so you don't have to go hog wild with eyes anyway. And, you know, if you want to, go ahead, give it a shot. But I think this is a nice, easy. Let's keep it easy and simple, and see what kind of see if you like it. And if you want to add eyes in, give it a shot. You know, give that a shot as well. I've done videos on whittling the eyes, so go check them out. And if you can, if you want to add that to this, kind of go ahead. It's a little small for that, I think, but you know, it can be done. You know, maybe we'll just maybe put a little line, kind of create like a bit of a bag. We'll put a little line like that, and maybe just kind of cut up to it, cut down to it, type of thing, kind of like so. You know, it creates a deeper recess. Flip it around, do the same thing. We're going to come in here and put a little stop cut, not too big, and just cut down to it and cut up to it. You know, it just kind of creates a, I don't know, maybe another dimension around the eye, you know, like so. So it gives the effect that there's, you know, he's maybe squinting or something like that. Curve it a little bit if you want. Don't take too much out. Don't go overboard with this, you know. It's easy to go overboard and ruin the effect, I guess. But there you go. So it's pretty easy, right? I mean, look at that. We're pretty much done here. I might just add a little bit more detail in the hair if you don't have to, but maybe scale this back a little bit more. Again, he's a wood spirit. He's got crazy hair. There you go. Okay. You can kind of, like I said, come in here. Maybe you want to do like we did on the mustache and the beard. Add a little bit of, and I add a few lines in here to make it look like the hair's parting and separating. And there's different layers, different levels to the hair. You can do that. You know, kind of start creating that that illusion if you want. No, it doesn't. You know, like I said, you don't have to do that. I wouldn't go too crazy on it, but you could certainly add detail if you want. Like I said, some of this you can see, some of the bark will just flake away. So you know, don't. I like to keep the bark as intact as possible around the piece, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Maybe another bit of a hair strand in here. Maybe on the other side. So looks like he's got hair coming around. That's all. Maybe trim that back just a bit. Kind of carry that around the side if you want more. There's really no rules to these, you know. Do it whatever you kind of like, whatever looks good and makes you feel good. Just go with it. That's all. Do your best to make this a fun, enjoyable experience. Don't stress out over whittling. That's not the goal here. The goal is to have fun. Life can be stressful enough at times. This is not one of those moments. These are times when you just relax and you have fun. I mean, challenge yourself every so often to do things that you haven't done before, but don't get hung up. Don't compare what you're doing to what other people do. I mean, if you look at my stuff, you know, and then you compare me to some of the other people that do stuff online. I mean, my stuff doesn't even come close. Some of the work that people do are absolutely amazing. But you know, I mean, I still have fun doing it. That's all. We're whittling here. We're not. We're not, I don't know, we're not in a competition. I encourage people who are interested in this hobby to just give it a shot. You'll find that it's one of those hobbies that you can kind of pick up and come back and forth to. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to be, you don't have to go crazy, and don't worry about knives and gouges and all that kind of stuff. I'm using a cheap pocket knife here. I mean, again, go buy yourself a decent whittling knife if you're going to be into this. You know, spend the money, get a decent whittling knife. There's a lot of good ones out there, but you know, don't think that the tool is going to do the whittling for you. You still have to do it and enjoy it. Don't get frustrated. That's it. I think we're pretty much done. I don't want to drag. This video's already gone on probably longer than I intended, but I kind of get carried away. I enjoy the process of whittling. I have a lot of fun doing it, and you know, I can spend hours just sitting around and doing this, and sometimes I forget that I'm actually on, you know, and the camera's looking down, and I've got to edit this for a video and make it enjoyable for other people to watch. But there you go. I think we can almost call this one done here. It was a pretty straightforward whittle. What I'm going to do is probably clean it up. I'm going to cut it, I believe. I'll probably cut it like here, and well, I don't know about the top here because I want to leave some room for it. It's kind of big for a keychain piece, but it's a keychain for people who have a lot of big keys, or you want to make sure you remember where your keys are. You don't lose your keys. You put something like this on the end of it, you won't lose your keys anymore. So, not that I lose my keys ever. We're doing on like a pull chain on a ceiling fan or a light switch, you know, down in your workshop. Kind of cool, huh? There you go. I think we're looking pretty good. Let me clean things up, and I'll be right back. Okay, there you go, all done. I drilled a little hole in it, put a little wire thing in there, and attach some keys to it. So you can see it's pretty straightforward, not too big a deal. Pretty easy to do, and that's it. I let it dry off completely. I just washed it a little bit, let it dry off completely. And then put whatever finish you want on. I use like an oil wax finish that I like, and that's it. Call it good. You got a little, like I said, a little keychain. Perfect. You can hold it, stick it in your pocket, whatever. You know, it's not too big. You can make them a little smaller if you want. That's better. Or like I said, also use it as a pull for a light or something like that. I think these are kind of cool. They're all fun to do. So anyway. There you go. I hope you found that helpful. Let me know in the comments. And have a great whittling week. Talk to you soon. Take care.